broadcasting in high definition. This is Channel 11 News. News coverage you can count on.
A crash in the crosswalk sends a crossing guard and a little girl to the hospital. That crossing guard was helping the girl across the street when it happened. A pickup truck making a turn hit them both. Good evening, I'm David Johnson. Thanks for joining us for the news here on PCNC tonight. That scene's in Indiana at the intersection of 4th and Philadelphia streets. Many people saw it happen, and Channel 11's Courtney Brennan talked with a man who came to the crossing guard's rescue.
The crossing guard laid in the street. If I'm right, the little girl was in the snow over here because I saw them working on somebody over here.
Arthur Havens was one of many who saw this black pickup truck run over 86-year-old Ruth McGreary and the 11-year-old girl she was walking across the street. Roofer Norman Burns was working on a nearby house when it happened.
We went up to see what we could do. 4 or 5 of the people from around wherever picked the vehicle up and pulled her out because she was trapped.
Investigators say Clarence Zackrell Jr. made a left onto Philadelphia Street and hit the two head-on. These eyewitness cell phone pictures were taken right after the accident. We found out McGreary's husband saw the crash firsthand.
Her husband was across the street. Had a walker, and I brought him over so he could be with her.
McGreary was airlifted to Allegheny General, and the 11-year-old was taken to Conemaugh Hospital. The young girl was on her way to Horace Mann School just a few blocks away. Police say crossing guard McGreary had the right-of-way. The signal was blinking walk.
People have got to stop and look. I don't care if you've got a green light or not. It's time for kids to be going to school. Take your time. Look.
And Courtney tells us charges are pending with the outcome of the investigation. We talked with the school district. It says McGreary has been a crossing guard for many years and has always done an outstanding job. Another big story we're following, a traffic fix going on right now. The drivers nickname it McNightmare Road on a good day, but it was really a nightmare on McKnight today thanks to a massive water main break. That break closed a huge section of the busy road in Ross, even delayed the opening of Ross Park Mall just a week before Christmas. It was at Patrick Place, just at the intersection with Siebert, but the effects were felt for miles. Channel 11's Vince Sims shows us how those repairs are coming.
This early morning water main break caused more than just a traffic nightmare on McKnight Road. It caused several businesses around the area to open later than expected. Ross Park Mall was one of them. Fortunately, thanks to the Westview Water Authority and Ross Township Police, they were able to open just an hour and a half later than their 9 a.m. holiday opening time.
It is December 17th, and like I said, we were supposed to open at 9. We got open by 10:30 in the morning, and compared to what we originally thought, it's a great outcome.
But pushing it back still caused some problems for mall employees.
4:30 in the morning, you get a text and then call the mall. We're open, we're not open, we're open. Here on the news, 10:30, and you got kids to get to childcare and stuff like that. It was just crazy. But very happy we're open.
Happy indeed. With the countdown to Christmas underway, no customers means no cash for retailers. Missing out on Christmas shoppers is something they can't afford.
And we need the business. It's the first time, last weekend before Christmas, so I'm sure every retail store actually is very happy that the mall was finally able to open.
She can call and get whatever show.
And yes, people were shopping. Some that were clueless to the chaos that almost kept them away.
I had no idea there was a water main break. I was watching the Wiggles all morning, left my house. I wondered why there was no traffic. I was surprised, so no, it didn't mess me up.
Vince Sims reporting there. Westview Water says it will still be a while until all those lanes reopen. A humane officer waiting for a search warrant to get into a home in the city's Perry South neighborhood where a dead dog was found. It was found in the backyard of this Perrysville Avenue home just before 5 tonight. They think another dog may be inside. The owner was not at home. No word yet on how that dog died. A woman fights back against a pair of purse snatchers in a store parking lot. The guys managed to get away, but they didn't get too far thanks to another shopper who saw the whole thing. Channel 11's Dave Bondi shows us what happened next.
Shoppers at Walmart here in Bell Vernon had no idea what happened in this parking lot Thursday night. Bell Vernon police say a man ran up to a woman and took her purse. Shoppers I talked to were shocked when I told them the news.
Everybody's tight on money. Why would you take from somebody else who probably has less than you?
The world is unbelievable today. Why wreck the holidays? You know, and, you know, why do you got to do stupid things?
Police say the woman actually struggled with her attacker. She tried getting the purse back, and another person who was nearby wrote down the license plate number. It was the Monessen police later who then caught the two men. Police say everything was caught on camera by Walmart surveillance video. Police are not releasing the names of the two men who were arrested. We talked to shoppers who are aware that something like this could happen at any time and tell me what they do to stay safe.
Be aware of who's around you, too.
Yeah.
Sort of look around.
I have a carrying permit. They'll get shot.
She keeps it pretty much intact, you know. I mean, as a matter of fact, she don't even leave a buggy go by, you know, without, you know, she has it. She carries it. But no, I tell her to watch herself.
And police tell Dave they credit the arrest in this case to the Good Samaritan that took the time to write down the license plate number of the getaway driver. That same store was evacuated this morning after someone called in a bomb threat. When we arrived, the Allegheny County explosive team was there searching the store. Didn't find anything, though. The store was closed for about 3 hours and open to customers around 12:30. We're working to find out the condition of the man who crashed into this home in White Oak. A witness said that a man had just asked him for directions. He turned away for a minute, then saw the SUV inside the building. He and a few others immediately ran to check on him and to try to find out what happened.
He told us that he put it in drive and accelerated, went to the floor and took off and went in the building. So that's all we know.
The man was flown to a local hospital. 2 people are hurt in a crash, what some people call a dangerous intersection in Greensburg. This is at the corner of Harvey and Northmont around 10 this morning. We were there as rescue crews got both victims out of their smashed cars and into ambulances. This is the same intersection where a special needs bus got into an accident about a month ago. Police say an unusual piece of evidence led to the capture of a suspect accused of raping a Pitt student. He was found on the other side of the country. Akanine Akan, a native of Nigeria, was arrested by U.S. Marshals in Costa Mesa, California. Police say Akan left a used cigarette, which they collected and tested. Trace evidence on that cigarette matched the evidence found at the crime scene. He's currently awaiting extradition to Pennsylvania. A Hazelwood woman gets a scare as a duplex catches fire. And we covered this as breaking news at noon. The woman said she heard an alarm but didn't smell smoke at first. But when she went upstairs, a light fixture exploded and smoke began pouring through. She was able to make it out safely. Still no word on an exact cause. A tractor-trailer fire halts at traffic along Interstate 70 this morning. This started early this morning in the westbound lanes near the Madison exit of Westmoreland County. Here's a photo a viewer sent to us. You can see the flames shooting up from a distance. We're told no one was hurt and traffic is moving once again. Now to severe Weather Team 11 coverage. Flurries around the area today, but what about the weekend? Let's get the latest from meteorologist Scott Harbaugh now. Scott?
David, I think the weekend's going to be fairly quiet, but definitely cold this weekend. Temperatures today made it to the upper 20s. Currently 26 degrees in Pittsburgh, 27 in Butler, Greensburg at 28 degrees. Storm tracker, Doppler 11 radar right now. Do have a couple very, very light snow showers and flurries if you have evening plans. This isn't going to interfere with that. As a matter of fact, most of the night, fairly quiet. Temperatures slipping back into the teens by later this evening. Got a cold weekend, but as I mentioned, a dry weekend. As we head into Thanksgiving week, though, Thanksgiving week. Wow, I'm about a month behind. As we head into Christmas week, we do have some snow to talk about just in time for jolly old St. Nick. We'll detail that part of the forecast, plus check out temperatures for the Steelers-Jets game coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sir. Thanks very much. Well, drivers are spotting a mistake along a local bridge. Next, we check into what's being done to fix this error. And if he looks familiar, it's because it's the second time he's been arrested in as many days. We ask him why he went back to the scene of the crime. Arrested again. Police say a man accused of breaking into a church got out of jail, and he did it again. And now he's charged with 2 different crimes. We first told you about the suspect yesterday when a church maintenance man found him. Channel 11's Jodine Costanzo has the details of today's arrest.
Our cameras were there when Alex Zinchenko was taken to jail last evening, accused of burglarizing St. Sebastian Church on Siebert Road. Fast forward to this morning, and he is again let out of the Ross Township Police Station in handcuffs.
Why would you go back after you were arrested there yesterday?
Although charged with burglary, Zinchenko was released from jail on his own recognizance. And as incredible as it seems, within hours after getting out, he was back at the scene of the crime. The 20-year-old was once again caught by maintenance workers burglarizing the church, making a second attempt to bust into this 2-ton safe in the sacristy. Police say today's damage was done by a fire extinguisher he beat against the safe.
We can only assume at this point that what he didn't get yesterday still was the enticing factor in him returning there today.
Police say Zinchenko ran from the church and took cover inside the lobby of this nearby Holiday Inn, saying he was waiting for a ride, even having a complimentary cup of coffee. But police say he took keys from behind the counter, stole a vehicle, and drove it to his nearby apartment, where police, hot on his trail, saw him putting a speaker he stole from the church yesterday into the car. Parishioners can't believe this persistent burglar struck twice in 24 hours.
I just think he was awful bold.
Ross police have another way of putting it.
You give him an A for effort and an S for stupidity.
Jodine tells us Zinchenko will not be getting out of jail anytime soon. His bond is set at $100,000. We now know the name of the man who shot to death while trying to rob a Dormont auto shop. Our partners at the Trib identify him as 39-year-old Lonzie Westbrook. Police say he tried to rob Bill's Auto Service near West Liberty Avenue yesterday, but police say the owner, Bill Miller, was able to draw a gun and shoot Westbrook. Something to think about next time you answer the phone.
It's very scary and very alarming when you have people giving you your information that shouldn't.
Thieves called her, and she called Target 11, a warning about a new kind of identity crime that could cost you.
Oh, plus, we are tracking a little bit of Christmas week snow. We'll detail it in the 5-day forecast when we come back.
For the past few years, Target 11's been warning you about the latest scams targeting you and your money. Well, tonight, a new scam involving men posing as New York City police officers claiming you owe them money. Target 11 investigator Rick Earl has those details.
They had my cell phone number, they had my social security number. They knew exactly where I worked, told me where I worked, what bank I used.
It was a frightening call from Margaret Benedict of Butler. A man claiming to be a police officer from New York City left this message on her cell phone.
This message is for Margaret Benedict. Margaret, my name is Officer Ron Smith from Cybercrime Division at New York Civil Court. And the reason for my call is just to notify you that a legal case has been filed against you in New York Civil Court of fraud and forgery. You need to call me as soon as possible if you want to get out of it.
Benedict returned the call, and the man said she had defaulted on a payday loan and demanded $359 to clear it up.
So one of the guys actually told you he was an officer with the New York City Police Department. He gave you a badge number.
With a badge number, a New York badge number, 4-digit badge number with NY in front of it.
We repeatedly called the very same number, but every time it was busy. A reverse search shows it's unlisted from Albany, New York. We also discovered similar complaints online from Illinois to Kansas. From the very beginning, Margaret Benedict suspected it was a scam.
Glad I didn't fall prey to what they wanted.
She refused to pay and reported them to New York City police, who said they've recently gotten several reports, including one from a woman in Georgia.
It is out there, and it's, you know, it's very scary and very alarming.
Rick says Benedict still doesn't know how the man got all of her personal information. She says she's been monitoring her bank account, and so far there's been no unauthorized transactions. A plan for a new area code's been approved and could be established by the year 2012. The group wants to divide up the 814 area code, which covers northwestern Pennsylvania. They say telephone numbers there could run out in about 2 years. The change would affect the highlighted counties, including Armstrong, Indiana, Mercer, and Clarion. They have not said what that new code would be. Well, take a good look over my shoulder there at the road sign on the Rankin Bridge. Do you see anything wrong with it? Did you find it? Duquesne is misspelled. One of the two misspelled signs on the Swissvale side of the bridge. Last week, workers completed a rehab project that had restricted traffic on the bridge for 2 years. A spokesman for the Allegheny County Public Works Department says the signs were overlooked before they were put up. They didn't even notice it. A subcontractor has been ordered to fix the signs at his own expense.
Well, despite all the hype that Black Friday gets, it's actually the weekend before Christmas. It's the busiest shopping time, and this weekend will be quiet, but it's going to be cold. That's your latest forecast from Severe Weather Center 11.
Thanks for watching the weather, the news here on PCNC tonight. Stay tuned. Sports coming up right after the break. First, tonight's winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers.